Hello everyone, I am SuperViperT302 and this is going to be Super Mario Star Road. So, Star Road is a very old ROM hack of Super Mario 64 released in 2011 by Skelix, and it's definitely one of the more famous ROM hacks. Probably, if you know SM64 ROM hacks at all, this is probably one of them. It was actually quite ahead of its time. It has a few interesting mechanics that the original game doesn't have, so there's a lot to talk about in this run, so we're just going to jump right in, starting... Give it a minute for the ROM to reset. Now.
Let's go.
Okay, so the first course we're going to be heading to is Piranha Plant Pond, which is, without a doubt, one of the hardest courses in the run right off the bat. Already off to a fantastic start. So right out of the gate, we have one of the hardest strats in the run for sure. So there's a tower over here that you're supposed to use a canyon to get on top of, but using a very precise series of slope jumps, you can get all the way over there. Nice. So that's one of those down. There's actually 2 stars I need to go to that tower for, and so I'm gonna have to do that trick twice. It's way harder than I just made it look, and if you fail it, it's a big time loss. So this is a very reset heavy stage in general. So there's actually an additional skip I'm gonna have to do after I do the cannonless climb this time, because you're actually supposed to use an owl to get a star that's on the very top of that tower, but that can also be skipped. So right there, I mistimed my triple jump. Oh my gosh. Oh man. As you can see, yeah, this trick is very, very hard. The slightest mistake will cause you to mess it up. Oh my goodness. This is what tends to happen: is you get one of them perfectly, and then the other one just goes like trash. And this hack, as you can tell, it has custom music, but all of the music is rehashes from other Nintendo properties. So, for example, this is the Forest Maze theme from Super Mario RPG, and I cannot hit this jump right now. Oh my... I'm losing so much time here. It's annoying because you have a delay when you're sliding on a slope, yet there's a few frames you have to wait before you can actually jump. There we go, finally. I lost over a minute to that. Then I can get up here and then use a triple jump to get on top of the roof. I cannot believe I just missed that. So now I have to do that again. Oh my gosh. So yeah, if this was an actual run, I would have reset by now. I would have reset like probably a minute and a half ago. There we go. God. I'm sorry with how this is going. There we go. Jesus, that took way too long. Good news is now I don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, I definitely lost over a minute and a half there. Okay, so there's still a bunch of other strats left to show off in this level. So for this next star, you're actually supposed to use a metal cap in order to hit an underwater switch in order to make some boxes appear, but you can actually just use this tree and then just jump on that slope and ride all the way over there. So I guess I should mention the category. So I'm doing 80 star, which is essentially the equivalent to 70 star in the original SM64. This is any percent, no major skips. So no star door requirements will be skipped, and BLJs or backwards long jumps are completely banned. But that doesn't mean this category is glitchless. As you've seen, there's been a handful of skips already. Okay, so you're actually supposed to push a box in order to be able to long jump to this platform, but the platform is low enough to where you can just jump to it from the water. I was trying to long jump there, but my long jump was just a little bit short. Here we go! Okay, we got one more star left. So there's 130 stars in this hack in total. And obviously, 80 star, I don't have to collect all of them. This last star is pretty self-explanatory. That was a really, really bad first level. I lost almost 2 minutes there. But that's just the kind of thing. This is a very, very punishing hack to speedrun. There's a lot of really cool tricks, but they can result in massive time losses, and they're all very, very brutal. Okay, so we're done with that course. I'm not going to be getting a whole lot of coin collecting stars in most of these courses. So this is course 1, Bob-omb Islands. So I'm going out of my way here to open the cannon for a later star, but I'm going to be doing the King Bob-omb star first. Alright, this platform here is kind of tight. Play it safe here because I got a bad cycle. So King Bob-omb actually functions slightly differently in this game. He takes 4 hits as opposed to 3 in the original game, and he also moves a little bit faster. But it's still a really easy fight. Okay, so what I just did there, that's a mechanic that was actually programmed in the original game. You can escape from a grab by either mashing the A button or moving the control stick from the center to the outside. Okay. I'm actually experiencing a lot of lag right now, so I'm actually going to stop real quick and ask if I can restart, because I'm experiencing a lot of lag right now, so hold on. I'm sorry to have to do this, but I'm getting a lot of lag from the emulator, and it's kind of messing me up, so is it okay if I restart everything real quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. Okay, I see we're back up. Alright, so let's do a take 2 real quick. So we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. So this is, I'm SuperViperT302. This is Super Mario Star Road, a ROM hack of Super Mario 64 by Skelux, released in 2011. It's one of the more famous ROM hacks. I'm sure you've probably heard of it at some point in your life, if you know SN64 ROM hacks at all. So we're just gonna go ahead and hop right in, starting now. So timing starts on the first frame the logo appears.
Okie dokie.
And right out of the gate, this category is very crazy. So we're going to start by going to Frog Play Pond, which has one of the hardest tricks in the run to start off. So you're supposed to use a cannon to climb up this tower here, but using some very precise slope jumps, you can actually skip it. There So that is way harder than I just made it look for multiple reasons, and I have to do it twice for 2 different stars. So this is a very reset-heavy stage. So after I do it the second time, there's actually a second skip that I have to do, and that's going to be to get directly on top of the roof of that tower. You're actually supposed to use an owl to do that, but there's a way to get around that as well. Alright, that was much better. Yeah, as you saw in the take 1 there, that jump can cause a massive amount of trouble. It's a very big reset point in this category. But thankfully both those times went well this time around. And that's not even it for all the crazy stuff that happens in this level. So there's another skip I'm going to be doing right here. So there is actually a metal cap that you're supposed to use for this star to hit an underwater switch. To make some boxes up here, but you can just use that tree, jump onto that slope, and then just get the star like that. There's a lot of cap and cannon skips in this run as well. And actually, the metal cap, just like in the original game, you don't actually need to hit the metal cap switch at all to 100% the game. That's how broken this hack is. Okay. The last 2 stars here are pretty straightforward. There's a minor skip I'm going to be doing here. Nice. So that platform is, you're supposed to actually push a box all the way over there and then use that to jump onto the platform, but it's low enough to where you can just long jump to it from there. And even if you fail that jump, and go into the water, you can jump to it from the water. Alright, and then the last star here is pretty self-explanatory. So the category I'm doing here is 80 star. This is basically the equivalent to 70 star from the original game, which is any percent, no major skips. So skipping starter requirements is banned, as well as glitches like backwards long jumps. But as you can see, this category is definitely by no means glitchless. This hack is one of the most broken ROM hacks out there. So, there was 130 stars in this hack in total, so obviously I don't need to get all of them in this run. So most of the coin collecting stars are going to be skipped in this route. So now we're going to head to course 1, which is Lava Islands. And all the music in this hack is custom music from other Nintendo games. So for example, the first level, that was the Forest Maze theme from Mario RPG, and this is, I think, Green Garden from Bomberman 64. Okay, so I'm going out of my way here to open the cannon for an upcoming star, and then we're gonna go fight King Bob-omb up here. So King Bob-omb is actually slightly different in this game compared to the original game. He takes 4 hits as opposed to 3, and he's also a little bit faster, but the fight's still not that hard. I'll turn my mic up in a little bit. Yeah, some of the bosses in this pack were actually kind of altered a little bit to increase the challenge. There we go. Right, turn my mic up real quick. Right, there we go. That should be better. Let me know if I need to fix it again. Alright, so now would be a good time to talk about something particular for me doing this run, is that I'm actually playing this on a keyboard. SM64 and its ROM hacks are actually, for the most part, completely playable on keyboard, but there are some limitations. For example, aiming cannons is actually quite a bit harder because of the sensitivity. And so, stars like that can be a lot trickier, so I have a little bit of a setup to make it a little bit easier. And continuing the trend of breaking stars and doing them in the way you're not supposed to, you need a vantage cap normally to get into this cage, but the wall is thin enough that a Bob-omb can just push you through it. Yeah, keyboard does offer some other limitations, because again, when you tap a direction on one of the control keys, it acts as if you move the joystick all the way to a notch, so you're going to be seeing me do a lot of weird stuff in order to get around that. Alright, so So this is not actually a wall, it's a really steep floor. So I can actually clip through it like this. And that's actually barely faster than just jumping down there from above, but it looks cooler. There's also going to be a lot of broken collision in this hack. The way SM64 handles collision is questionable at best, and it leads to a lot of exploits in this hack. Okay, so we got one more star here, and that's going to be the Chain Chomp's rock. So each of these rocks has a secret under them. You're actually supposed to break these rocks in order to get the secrets, but there's certain floor triangles that just aren't solid for whatever reason, so you can get the secrets without having to do that. And that's all I'm going to be getting there. Like I said, most of the coin collecting missions are really slow in this hack, so we're just going to be getting pretty much most of the main stars. And now we're heading off to Gloomy Garden. This is easily one of the hardest levels in the run. It's a very big early game run killer. There's a lot of really difficult tricks in this level. So starting off here, we got a double wall kick strat here that's kind of precise. Nice, I got that. So that skips some platforming there. The annoying thing about this level as well is that in the original SM64, there were a lot of missions where you need to select a specific mission in order for the star to be available. This course has it for almost every single star. So aside from these first 3 stars, I pretty much have to do the stars in the intended order, which is really irritating. This star, there's a really tight cycle I can make here. Alright. Depth perception in this game is not exactly fun. So this is actually going to be one of the few courses where I will actually be getting every star here, and that's partly to unlock star 6, which is a really fast star. Alright. We got a big boo fight coming up here. That was incredibly dumb. So I was trying to do a kick there into a triple jump, but I had too much speed, so I dived instead. Let's try that again. There we go. I had to slow down there a little bit. So now I got a big boost fight here. So I'm gonna see if I can manipulate. Alright, nice. So I got the big boot to die and hit a wall as soon as I got the final hit on it, which ends its death animation earlier and spawns the star sooner. It probably didn't really save time because I was far away from the star anyways, but it's cool. Alright, so here's an example of a star that's act-specific. So these platforms leading up to the tree weren't available on any of the first 3 missions, so I had to do all 3 of them first. Okay, and now it's time for reds and hundreds here. This is probably the hardest star in the run. So the intended way to get the red coins in this star is that you're actually supposed to ride a moving platform all the way around the level, and as you can see, many of the main platforms have been removed. That was really dumb. But as it turns out, it's just barely possible to get all 8 red coins without the moving platform. And there's a lot of really scary jumps here. So this first red coin that I'm going to be getting is definitely the hardest. This jump is just barely possible. Nice. You need a very precise angle to both grab that red coin and ledge grab that platform. And the rest of this star isn't exactly a breeze either. Yeah, you need a very precise wall kick to get that. That red coin is actually supposed to be the last red coin you collect. It's at the very end of the platform ride. And that wall kick is actually quite a bit more precise than it looks. Alright, so most of the hard stuff is out of the way now, but there's still the possibility that I could die. And by the way, this is the Ghostly Galaxy music from Mario Galaxy. There's a lot of Galaxy music in this hack. almost done with the red coins. Okay, so I'm about to get the 100 coin star here, and then after that I've got one more really tight jump to make. I need a coin from one of these Goombas. Okay, so the underside of the elevator actually has no collision whatsoever, so if I can wall kick underneath it, I can pop up onto the floor from below. Nice. That's a very tight jump to make. So that death at the beginning was kind of annoying, but that went overall decently well for a no reset. That star has killed many runs from many different players. Alright, and like I said, doing all those stars will give me access to this final star, which I may or may not do. Okay, so the eye turned its pupil in the wrong direction, so I'm going to do this star first. So that is the last main star, but as it turns out, there's a secret passageway here that actually leads to the Vanish Cap course. So this is the only special cap I'll be unlocking in the run, and I'm only really needed for one star. And while I'm here, I'm also going to get the star here. So there's 5 secrets that are sort of spread around this level. You're actually supposed to hit a switch to make stoplights appear in order to actually see where the secrets are, but obviously the secrets are just there the entire time. So you can pretty easily find them. Okay, so now when I re-enter this course for the final time, the direction that Mr. Eyes choose to move their pupils in is random, so I basically have a 50-50 shot of it rotating in the right direction. So let's see what I get here. Nice. So now I can kill it pretty easily. And that's it for Gloomy Garden. That was actually okay. Had a couple of minor deaths, but nothing too major. That could have gone way, way worse. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and grab this Vanish Cap that I just unlocked, and there's a MIP star in the overworld. And this is actually the only MIPS in this hack. The original SM64 had 2 MIP stars, but this hack only has 1. And obviously it doesn't try to run away from me, so grabbing it is kind of a give-me. I'm going to back whip into the star so I can just pop up onto the roof. Okay, so there's another secret star in the overworld here that I can get. And I'll be doing that next. So you can actually get this star as early as the first star in the game, but for routing purposes, it's better to do it now. So by getting up on top of this roof here, I can actually access a cannon here. That's just already open. And this will actually allow me to get to a Toad star. And then after this, I'll have just enough stars to enter the 20-star door that's right next to where I am. And we'll be heading off to the first Bowser level, Bowser Slippery Swamp. So there's a pretty big skip in this level that skips pretty much the entire main path and allows me to get to the pipe right away. It's coming up right here. So I can just do a couple wall kicks here, slide on this slope, and there we go. So now we're heading off to the fight, which is not against Bowser, but in fact is going to be against the 5 giant piranhas like the ones from Tiny Huge Island. And this is a very challenging fight to get through. Super easy to die here. Pretty much all that green stuff that you see below me is quicksand, so it will kill me instantly if I fall into it. Okay, that's 3 down. So now coming up here is a fly guy twirl that I'm going to have to use. I'm actually going to play it safe here and wait for the fly guy to come towards me. Because if you can hit that fly guy earlier, but sometimes it likes to move out from underneath you, and from there you just die. So I played it a little safe there. Alright, that's the last one, and then so this looks like a star, but it actually is a key. I'm playing on version 1.1 of the game, and the keys look like stars at first. Okay, so that's the first key that will allow me to access the next overworld, but there's actually a hidden star in each of the Bowser levels as well. That's actually not a red coin star, so they're kind of worth getting. So I'm going to do that same thing again, except this time I'm going to slide this direction. And there we go. So that's all for that level. And there's a couple more main courses I have to clear out before I can move on to the next overworld. Okay. So coming up, we have the hardest star in the run for sure. So there's an entrance directly above here, and don't blink, this star is insanely difficult. That star is only accessible if you take that top entrance. Most of the stars in Chuckya Harbor here are very, very fast. So coming up, we have another pretty big skip here that skips a bunch of swimming. So I'm going to kind of do a combination of going beneath the wall and swimming into a ceiling hitbox here. So I'm able to swim underneath wall hitboxes, and in doing so, I can also swim into a ceiling hitbox, which will move Mario downwards whenever he's underwater. So I basically downwarps me into that tunnel and skips pretty much all of the swimming there. Saves a lot of time. Alright, and now we have what is probably the best star in this run. So this is a glitch that actually exists in the original game as well, but it's very hard for a human to pull off, but in this area, it's free. You'll actually see this in the 120 star tasks for the original game. So this is Shell Mario. So by jumping into out of bounds with the shell while above water, I put Mario into the state where he's not in the action of riding a shell, but the shell still acts like it's on Mario. So I'm able to use the momentum to clip through that wall. And then I can use the shell to skip going on the hangable ceiling there. So that's a pretty cool trick right there. So this next star, I gotta do some tight wall kicks here. Alright, nice. Getting that first frame wall kick really helped. So if you're unfamiliar with SM64 lingo, first you have 5 frames to wall kick when you bonk on a wall, and if you wall kick on the first possible frame, you maintain all your momentum, known as a first frame wall kick or firsty. So jumping up a pole and then re-grabbing it like that is actually slightly faster than just climbing up the pole regularly, but you rarely see it used by RTA runners, especially in the original game. Alright, and then this last star is very, very straightforward. There we go. So that's all I'm going to be getting there. Again, coin collecting stars are usually not going to be worth it. And then next up we have Skyland Resort. This is a very, very scary level. Most of the stars here are really tricky to do optimally. Alright, there's a tight elevator cycle I have to make at the start here. Okay, I messed it up. So I gotta wait on this one. So I'm gonna do star 1 first, which is just another fight with the Whomp King. So Whomp King is also slightly altered in this hack. The way he falls down is slightly different than the original game. As you can see, he kind of rises up a little bit before he fully slams on the ground, so I have to delay my ground pound by a little bit. But other than that, the fight's still pretty easy. So getting that star out of the way is pretty nice. Alright, let's hope I have to try to make that elevator cycle 3 more times. So that's actually a floor and not a wall, and since it was very steep, its hitbox is really thin, so that's how I was able to just clip through it like that. And then you're actually supposed to use boxes from a switch to climb up the windmill here, but Mario's jumps suffice well enough. I'll be doing pretty much that same sequence of movements again for the next star.
Let's go.
So I'm trying, after I do that triple jump, I'm trying to chain that into wall kicking there. Also that flag I just flew through the wall, don't worry about it. So there's another, I think I'm dead? Yeah. I mistimed my double jump there. So there's another cap skip I'm actually going to be doing here in a little bit. So you're actually supposed to use metal caps. You're actually supposed to have hit the metal cap switch in order for the metal cap boxes to sort of create a staircase for you to get to this star. Alright, there he goes. I just wanted to show off the proper movement. But what we can do instead is we can get on top of the windmill and just long jump to the star platform. And that skips needing to hit the metal cap switch for those boxes.
Here we go.
Alright, one more star I need to go to the elevators for. So there's another tiny little shortcut I can do here. So you're supposed to kind of go a little bit out of your way here to get up on top of this building, but this blue coin switch gives me just enough height to be able to do a triple jump off of it. And then wall kick up here. And then I can just get to that switch and get to that star. That's a very tight jump to make. Especially with the camera angle I was using. Alright, and then last star here. And I'm actually going to be going a slightly different direction this time. And by slightly, I mean going the completely different direction. So you're supposed to use a vanish cap for this star, but we've already established that using caps is dumb. And as you saw in the previous level, you can actually just swim underneath wall hitboxes. So I'll just do that instead. Walls are merely suggestions. And there we go. That's the 5 non-coin collecting stars there. And I'll enjoy this hilarious animation of Mario definitely putting a key in the right spot. That's kind of a thing with older ROM hacks. Alright, so now it's time for Mad Musical Mess. All 5 stars I'm going to be getting here are very fast, but it's very easy to die to all of them. So I'll start with this one. So this one you're supposed to use a wing cap for. I don't even have the wing cap switch available right now. But you can just jump down to it. That jump is insanely tight. And missing it is certain doom. So I'm really happy I got that first try. Alright. This next star is also really challenging. There's a cannon you're supposed to use to get to this star. But this long jump is just barely possible. And that skips that.
Here we go.
And now we got to navigate across some thwomps here. So I'm at the mercy of thwomp RNG because thwomps both stay in the air and on the ground for random amounts of time. I'm actually going to play it safe here. Those bees like to be a massive nuisance. Those bees are exclusive enemies to this hack. They're custom enemies, and they are absolutely terrible. So that's why I waited on that thwomp to kill that bee. Alright, we got another axe-specific star coming up here. This star is also really, really hard. Not really.
Here we go.
the nice thing about this course is that you can pretty much get to all of the stars from the very beginning of the level. Just got some tight platforming to do here. This is probably the easiest star of the level, honestly. This and the tambourine star. That was a very, very good Mad Musical Mess. Each of those 5 stars are ridiculously hard to do without dying. That was very clean. So now we're done there. And now I'm going to be taking a visit to Sandy Slide's Secret, which is this hacked slide level. So I'm going to be doing something kind of interesting here. So I'm going to cross the finish line to activate the timer, and then not actually ride the slide. So you can just kind of down warp using that for whatever reason. And that skips most of the slide. And then what I did there was I activated the star from really high up, which actually shortens the length that that star activation cutscene takes. Okay, so here we have a largely forest. And here's an advantage of keyboard, is that it actually makes a certain trick in this game a lot easier, and you're about to see it here. So this is called frame walking. So whenever you're running up a slope like this and you press up on the first frame, Mario instantly gains speed regardless of how low his speed currently is. So by doing that repeatedly, I'm able to climb up that slope, which is not normally climbable with any other slope climbing techniques. And it's a lot easier with keyboard because you can just mash a certain direction. If I were playing with an actual control stick, I would have had to nudge the control stick in that direction basically like almost every other frame, and that's just really hard for humans to do. So doing that frame walk just skips kind of just climbing up the tree the regular way. Alright, so this is a Wiggler fight. He's a lot faster in this hack, as is the tradition with the bosses. But he's still a pretty easy fight. There we go. And then doing this will open up some additional platforms and enemies for some of the later stars. I actually wasn't supposed to do that first treetop star first, so the frame walking was actually a way to get that unintended. Alright, so I'm going to do frame walking again here, but this time in a different area to climb up a different part of the tree, which is right here. And this will allow me to get up to this platform here, and then if I time my jumps right, I can get up to these vines. And that allows me to get inside this honeycomb where this star is. Very easy to fall down there. The collision on that tree is really wonky. Alright, here's another star where we do pretty simple skips here. There's a switch you're supposed to hit to make a box up here for this, but the star is just low enough to be corrected with a triple jump.
Here we go!
And then the last star is just a secret star hidden inside the tree. So I haven't mentioned yes, but frame walking is called that because the optimal way to do it is to alternate between forward and neutral every other frame. That's how you would do it in a TAS anyways. Okay, so that's it for Largely Forest. And now we're going to go to Melting Snow Peak. So this is going to be another course where I'm actually going to be getting all 7 stars. Starting with this one. Alright, hopefully this goes well. Nice. So what I believe happens there is I believe there's a part of the wall that just juts out slightly. And by bonking on it, the collision with the wall takes priority over the collision with the floor and ceiling, allowing me to go through them. And that allows me to do a big skip there. Alright, this is some very tight movement I have to do here. Alright, so I didn't get a Dustless roll out there. So I'm going to try to do a quick kill strat with this bully here, where I just get it to walk off the edge. There we go. The walls kind of push it off the edge there, and it just falls into the death barrier and dies. That kind of trivializes that fight a little bit. So I'm going to try to get that twirl again, but this time I'm going to try to make it to the star that's inside that lava fog, which normally you need a shell to reach. Okay, so I messed that up, so now I'm going to actually take the fly guy, just to make it a little bit easier. There we go. Still a pretty fast star. And actually, the way I'm going to be re-entering this level is actually optimal. I'm just going to jump and then ledge grab into the portal like that, which instantly activates it. That's a little bit faster than just long jumping into it. Alright, now I'm going to be doing reds and hundreds in this level. This is a very fast... This is one of the few 100 coin stars in this hack that's actually fast. And it's actually a lot of fun. There's a lot of really cool movement here. And I got lucky with that fly guy there. I was able to get both of its coins, which means I won't need to get any backup coins later in the level. So I'll just kind of let you enjoy the movement here for a little bit. Wow, that was really unlucky. I have never seen that before. So those, that Shy Guy is just a reskinned Goomba. That was very unfortunate. So I have to redo all of that. That was probably about a minute. Alright, I missed one of those coins this time around. Getting this red coin is really tight. There we go. Punching spin drifts is way harder than it needs to be, I swear. So I'm gonna get my revenge on this Goomba. Since I'm one coin short, I'll go ahead and kill that fly guy as payback. There we go. Oh, there we go. By the way, I should actually probably mention some. So I'm playing pretty much this entire hack in Mario Cam, and that's because most of these levels weren't designed to work with the standard Lakitu Cam. So it causes the camera to act really, really wonky. But luckily, this hack actually defaults to having the Mario Cam, so that makes it a little bit easier. Alright, so now I've got to do the Lost Penguin star. This is actually one of the slowest stars in the route. This jump is really tight. Nice. If you ledge grab there, or don't make the jump and drop the baby penguin into the lava, you have to basically go back. It's really annoying. Fortunately, I got it first try. And Leap of Faith out to the star. Almost done here. So for this last star, this is another instance of you're supposed to use a spin drift to twirl to the star, but the platform is close enough to where I can just get up here and then just long jump to it. You can land directly on the star and not get stuck in the snow. That was just a little, my angle was a little bit off. So that's it for melting snow peaks. And now we're gonna head into the sewers of this castle, where there happen to be a couple other courses. So to start, we're gonna head to Colorful Coral Caverns, I think is the name. Nice. And for a water level, this stage is actually surprisingly broken, because this is another steep floor you can just clip through. It allows you to get into this sort of out-of-bounds water. And then there's a ceiling hitbox I can swim into here that just downwarps me into the lowest room. So again, when Mario swims into a ceiling hitbox, it moves him all the way down to the bottom of the ceiling hitbox, and in this case, I swam into the hitbox of that cave, which downwarps me all the way into that cave, so that saves a massive chunk of time. Okay, we got another skip here. So there's a boat you're supposed to ride for this star, kind of like the carpets in Rainbow Ride. But there's also a fly guy here that I can use to get up here. So I'm gonna wait here and wait for fly guy to charge at me. Nice. That fly guy can breathe fire instead of charging at you like that, so that was really good RNG there. It doesn't always go that well. That was basically as good as I could have hoped for. Okay, now I gotta actually traverse a little bit into the level. So, we haven't done any, I don't think we've done any cannon skips in a while, so why don't we do another one of those here. This one's actually pretty precise. Nice, I got that first try. So to get that to work, you need basically a second frame, or I think maybe third frame wall kick. It's a very tight window to make that wall kick. And you have to wall kick off the correct wall. Alright, hey, you remember that insane down warp I did for the first star here? Why don't we do that again, but for a different star? Oh. This might be bad. Okay, we're good. So I actually had to do those three stars first because that star is also act specific. And then one more. So you don't even get this star the intended way, because you're actually supposed to use the metal cap, and then you're supposed to look at a treasure map in order to know where the spot is, and then you fall down into this hole using the metal cap. But you don't need the metal cap to actually fall into it. You can just swim into it, if you can find it. Finding the hole is the hard part. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's like right in between this coral here. Or it should be, if... I promise I know where this is. Okay, let's, there we go. I think I was just too far to the right. It's very hard to know where that is. Clearly, I should have used the map. So I'm gonna use this pipe to avoid having to do some swimming. And I ended up in the water anyways, because I'm good at the game. So here's a Koopa Canyon. I'm only going to be getting 3 stars here. And for this first run, it's time to reintroduce our old friend frame walking. So there's actually a couple different ways you can do a skip for this star. This star normally involves going around the level and activating a bunch of tornadoes to get to different platforms, but completely optional. And I'm going to do that same ledge grab into the painting thing that I did with melting snow peaks, like that. Alright. So in this direction, there's a secret star that I can get. That's pretty fast. The platforming here is actually pretty awkward. Mainly due to the quicksand. Alright, that actually went alright.
Here we go!
Okay, and then I'm gonna get star 1 here last. This is another pretty straightforward star. I was trying to do a instant double jump by clipping it at the top of that slope there, but I was just a little late. It's the timing for that is also really tight. So that's it for there. And then next up is going to be a Retro Remix Castle, which is the second Bowser stage. Or I guess the second key level, because we're not going to be fighting Bowser here either. So what's hilarious about this level is that Skelux tried to make it so that you couldn't skip most of this level. But you still can. Yeah, that was not supposed to be possible. Okay, so my cycles are messed up here, so I'm actually going to get the hidden star here first. But yeah, if you couldn't tell, there's a sloped floor there that's supposed to keep you from being able to just wall kick up there regularly, but it's still possible.
Here we go!
Right, so I still have to go in. I know that Mario just did the animation with the key there. I don't actually have the key yet. That's just the default animation for exiting that course. There we go. And then I can fight the boss here, which is the Blueberry Bully, which is just a reskinned Big Bully. And for this fight, I can actually abuse object tangibility. So these moving platforms are objects, which become intangible when Mario moves far away enough from them. So by backflipping, I can cause the Big Bully to just fall through the platform. That trivializes the fight. And again, that looks like a star, but it's actually the key. Okay, so I'm gonna save the game here, and then I'm gonna intentionally reset the ROM. And that should work. And the reason why I'm doing this is to fix a bug where entering certain levels causes objects with pathways to sort of forget their pathing. And that's gonna be relevant for the next course that I visit. And also, it's just slightly faster to get to the second key door from there, this way. So the next course I'm going to be going to is a Colossal Canyon Clutter, and the very first star is actually going to be a demonstration of why I needed to reset here. So there's a there's a little penguin race I have to do here. This penguin race is very jank. This whole level is just jank. So if I didn't reset the game and I tried to race this baby penguin, it would just fly off the side of the level and never finish the race. But even then, this race is still really, really stupid. Alright. Nice. So hopefully the penguin doesn't say I lost. Alright, nice. Yeah, you can lose the race even if it doesn't seem like you get, and sometimes the penguin just goes through the wall, which is amazing. And it becomes impossible to get the star that way. But luckily that went well. Alright, the next two stars are very difficult. So there's a pretty nice series of wall jumps you can do to skip to the top of this toy robot here. It's kind of precise though. There's a couple arch wall kicks I have to do here. The angle required for this is really precise. There we go. And that allows me to get up here a lot quicker. So you might think that I'm going to be grabbing this star, but I'm actually not going to yet. because I can long jump from there to this target here. I'm gonna grab this star instead. So to get that star, you're actually supposed to use a cannon that you get by opening up there, but it's slightly faster to just do it that way instead. So I am gonna climb up that tower again to get the other star that's up there. Okay, those big those Goombas were in my way. Goomba movement is basically just RNG. Alright. Overall, not too bad on those jumps. This fly guy really likes to get in your way. Alright. Back that up pretty nicely. Okay. The other two stars here are pretty simple. This one just involves a bunch of pole jumping. Okay. Really easy to fall here. And then the last star is a secret star. This star is actually pretty fun. A lot of fun movement here. Aw. So each of these doorways just has a secret inside of it, and that's kind of the basic premise of this star. So that was a pretty good Colossal Candy Clutter. That's another really, really hard stage. Easy to lose a lot of time there. And now we have another really, really hard stage, Cloud Rail Station. I'm only going to be getting 2 stars here because most of the stars are really slow. Yeah, that jump that I'm going for there is insanely tight. You need a decent amount of speed from the earlier rollout to make it up there. There we go. And I need to catch a tight cycle with the swing here. Okay, I barely made that jump. Right, these swamps have absolutely god-awful collision. And also, it's very hard to get on them sometimes. There we go. Yeah, if you'll notice, Mario's shadow disappeared as soon as I jumped just a little bit away from the swamp. That's how low their tangibility radius is. This course is a nightmare in 130 star. Because as you can already tell, it's very easy to fall. This star kind of mostly just relies on cycles, but I'm bad, so I'm not going to make the fastest cycle. In fact, I might not even make the main cycle here. Alright, we're good. Like I said, those bee enemies are a nightmare to deal with. There we go. So just getting 2 stars there, because most of the other stars involve auto-scrollers. Alright, and then here's Fatal Flame Balls. This is the last course I'll be getting every star in. So this jump is actually, that triple jump there that I just did there is actually relatively precise. I'm going to be doing that on every single star to skip pretty much the beginning chunk of this stage. Right. And I'm going to start with reds and hundreds here. star overall isn't too bad. Nice sniff it, snipe there. And in case anybody's wondering how that swooper just died, if a swooper flies above lava like that, it just automatically dies. There are several enemies that behave like that. So overall, this is relatively simple, just going around and getting coins. I actually have a couple of surplus coins here, and one of them just fell into the lava, so that's fine. Alright, I can skip one of these coins here to save a little bit of time. So this is a pretty slow start to be in the route. But, this is just kind of, there are faster routes than the one I'm doing, but this route's relatively safe. Because the other route would be to do Mad Musical Mess Reds and Hundreds, and that star is really scary. So this route's just a lot safer. Alright, and then I gotta do this jump again. This is a very easy jump to mess up. So I'm gonna do another metal cap skip here by just kind of long jumping from this platform to that slope and going up here. This is another area where we're supposed to use the metal cap and then climb up the lava fall and do a bunch of stuff, but that star area is just present in the beginning of the stage, so you can pretty easily access it. And once again, I'm doing the ledge grab into the painting here. Oh, I messed that up again. There we go. I'm gonna do this star next. This star is also kind of tricky. Oh my gosh, that's not good. Where am I? I actually don't know how to back this up. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna die. So I was trying to get to that central tower there, but I just barely missed it, and then I slid off. There we go. So for this star, you just gotta climb this tower.
Here we go!
Managed to make it up there. So I'm gonna actually show this off here. This is gonna waste a little bit of time, but I'm gonna lure this bully over here. So the optimal strat here is to actually use this bully to clip you through the wall there. If I had knocked off, I actually lost time doing it there, but if I had knocked off the bully with the first dive, then it would have been faster. But I just wanted to show that off. And then the last two stars are pretty short and easy. That's one. And then the last star is yet another situation where you would normally have to ride a long platform to get inside the volcano. But there's some added flame jets here, and when Mario gets burned by fire, he's able to run up slippery slopes that he normally couldn't run up. So we can use that to our advantage here. I'm dead. Yeah, I didn't make the flame cycle there, so I ended up messing that up. You can also frame walk into the volcano, but I didn't want to do that. My triple jump got eaten there. That can happen sometimes. There we go, this should work. Alright, that's it for Fatal Flame Falls. Kinda messy, but that level can get really messy. And at this point we can enter this cannon. So this cannon normally requires 65 stars to be available, and by using it I can access this above the clouds area with the Gateway Galaxy music. And we're gonna head up to Bob-omb Battle Factory, where I'm gonna be getting 4 stars here. So you'll be seeing me do that triple jump on all 4 stars. It just kind of skips the beginning portion. And then that's not the intended way to get to the pole. There's an elevator you're supposed to use, but that's faster. We got another tight jump to do here. And then this star is hilarious. So there's actually a legit invisible wall here that Skellex intentionally put that was supposed to prevent you from doing that skip, but you can just kind of jump around the wall and use the slope to get over there instead. It's kind of hilarious how that works out. I'm gonna do that movement again, but this time there's an actual star that's in this area.
Here we go!
So fun fact about this course is that star 6 is basically the same star that I just got, but with added flame jets and the stars in a box. It would be fast enough for this route, but that would require getting the red coins and 100 coins here, which is too slow. Right, this star can be kind of tricky because there's a couple of precise wall jumps and I have to deal with the swamp RNG here. Yeah. Alright, overall pretty good level.
Here we go!
And we just got one main course left to visit. And this is a Starlight Runway. Again, I'm only going to be getting 3 stars here, because most of the stars here take forever. And this first one, there's a lot to unpack. So first, another steep floor clip here to get through this dome. If I can do it. There we go. And then this caged wall is actually very, very weak. So if I'm persistent enough, I can actually clip right through it. I have to insist pretty hard, though. The setup for this is pretty precise. Oh, I almost had it there. So you see the pipe in the ceiling there. That's actually there's another pipe nearby that you're supposed to use to enter here. So after I get this clip, oh my goodness, it does not normally take this long. There we go. So I'm gonna try to actually go back through this pipe. This can take a while. This doesn't like to work sometimes. And it doesn't lead where you'd expect. Oh gosh, this is really bad. Yeah, this is really hard to do without a setup. So that's not where that pipe's supposed to take you, but that's where it does take you. It just wrong warps you, and it happens to take you to where Star 1 is. which skips a very, very long climb upwards. And even with the amount of time I wasted, that probably still saved time, because it's a very, very long climb. Star 2 is equally as broken. As I can use a Chuckya here to clip behind this wall, and then I can fall down to this bottom room. And then from here, this star should be trivial, but I fell down. The collision on these platforms is also very wonky. And then the last star I'm gonna get here is the star that was inside the cage where I did that wrong warp. Hopefully this goes a lot better this time. Nice, I got the instant clip. Ah, almost had it. Dive recovering also works to get through here, but this setup is... That setup is probably the best shot you have. It's still not foolproof, though. So that's all I'm getting from there, and then the 80th star I'm gonna get is from a toad that's just kind of off over here. This jump's kind of tight. I don't believe this is how you're intended to get to this toad. But it's how I'm gonna get to it. And with this star, I now have enough stars to open the 80 star door to get to the final Bowser level legitimately. And to get back, I'm actually going to use this cannon. This cannon shot has a pretty nice visual cue for it, and it's somewhat generous, so I shouldn't have too much trouble with it. Alright, I'm just going to assume this will work. Yeah, that's fine. And here we go, this is Bowser's Rainbow Rumble. So this stage is very movement intensive, very hard. But also very fun. Alright, this triple jump wall kick just skips going around that spiral. It saves a little bit of time if you do it really fast. We got a pretty tight arch wall kick coming up here. Ah, I didn't time my A press correctly. I think I said this earlier, but depth perception in SM64 is not the greatest. Oh! Okay, this is actually not good. Being at 0 lives is really bad. Luckily there's a 1-up I know of at the very start of this stage. So, I'm gonna try to get that. So, on top of this moon, there's actually a hidden 1-up checkpoint that gives you that. And it's a homing 1-up, so it's easy to collect. Oh my god, that is so unlucky. So yeah, those bubbles can just knock you out of the air sometimes, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. We like to call them dirty bubbles. Like I said, this stage is very hard, and you're kind of, when doing that corner cut like I just did... Okay, so game overing in this hack actually sends you to a separate level, so resetting the ROM is faster. That's really stupid. Like I said, this hack is super, super punishing. So now I have to go all the way back there. Luckily, I made sure to save on star 80 so that I don't have to collect it again. Alright. Let's do this again! That's actually bad because I was barely able to dodge that Snippet's fire. Okay, we're just not going to do that corner cut this time. Oh my... Okay, I'm not going for that jump anymore. Clearly it's too hard.
Mamma mia!
There is a separate jump I can do that's much easier, it's just a couple seconds slower. Not gonna go for the stupid corner jump. So you can just go here, and then there's a wall kick you can do here to get up to this level. Okay, we're finally at the last Bowser fight. That took long enough. So there's no sound effects in this fight for whatever reason. And Bowser also moves quite a bit faster, but the field is actually quite a bit smaller, so you don't have to put nearly as much effort into the throws. They're still really tight, though. And there's one. There's two. Okay, so Bowser is actually very close to the edge there, so I'm gonna bait him over here. Ah, so close. I'm overshooting it, I think. Oh my, how did that not hit? There we go, that took long enough. I'm sorry about the ending. This stage is it's just so hard. Alright, so time is when the screen finishes fading out here. And there we go. 108.44. So that's Star Road with the intended star count. That was about 18 minutes behind the record. The record in this category is absolutely insane. But now I believe it is time for us to decrease the amount of stars we need to beat the game by a lot. So
Let's go!
we're gonna take some time and show off a little something. So that was 80 stars. So let's see how quickly this game can be beaten if we use absolutely zero restrictions.
Let's go! Okie dokie!
So you remember that 20 star door I needed to open? Well, this version of the hack has a very, very helpful glitch here, where you can just ledge grab through that door instead. That allows me to get in here with 0 stars. Then from here I just gotta play this stage as normal. No, I'm not dead. I managed to save that. The skip can be kind of tight sometimes. There we go. So now it's time to fight the piranha plants again. Fighting against this wind is actually really, really hard. Alright, nice, I got that ledge grab. If you mess up jumping there, it's super hard to back up. Where's the fly guy? I'm gonna wait for it again. That's key one. And then to escape this room, I could just ledge grab back out of it. Although it's actually harder to go out this way. There we go. So I'm not going to be able to use that kind of exploits for the other two, for any of the other star door requirements, but luckily we have a very helpful, this category does allow the most broken glitch in all of SN64, backwards long jumping. So we can use that to bypass pretty much the rest of the barriers in this run. The first one I'm going to do is right here. I can use this pipe as a low ceiling. And then BLJ to this water plane outside of the intended level bounds. And then I can actually swim underneath the loading zone here and enter this level early. Okay, I'm actually going to land right here. I had to adjust my movement a little bit because my cycles got thrown off. I'm gonna use object tangibility again to insta-kill that big bully. So I'm actually gonna save and quit here to get back to the and again, this is just a little bit faster to get to the next key door. So there's actually 2 skips I need to do for to get me into the Bowser 3. So the first is going to be I need to find a way to get into the cannon with less than 65 stars. But actually the cannon is always there, it's just that the cover is closed until you get 65 stars. So you can access the cannon by BLJing, and to do that, I'm going to use this chair. This is a very precise BLJ to do. And I just got it first try. Wow. And then I can go here, and then I need to do one more BLJ to get past the 80 star door. And hopefully Bowser's Rainbow Rumble goes a lot cleaner this time. Oh, I brain farted there. So I can use this ramp to BLJ. That fly guy almost knocked me off. There we go. And that just gives me enough speed to clip past there. And now we're in the final stage with 0 stars. Right, hopefully this goes way better. Get dirty bubbled. Nice. And can I hit this jump this time? There we go. So that's what that looks like. And then that allows me to get up here a little bit quicker. Alright, that was much better. That's how that stage is supposed to go. And now I just gotta fight Bowser again. One throw. That's 2. That wasn't the bomb I intended to aim for, but I'll take it. Is that 3? Nice. I think this is actually a PB. This is actually a 0-star PB. So again, time ends as soon as the screen fades to black. Alright, 6:14. That's a PB by like 4 seconds. So, that was actually not too bad. Much better than the 80-star run, that's for sure. So hopefully you enjoyed those runs. I hope that should be a good demonstration of how broken this hack is. You should definitely check out the world records in both these categories, though. They are absolutely insane and super optimized. So that'll be it for me. Thanks, SpeedGaming, for having me, and let's move on with the marathon.